Welcome to another Whiteark Bites, and today I'm going to be discussing retail transformation in disruptive times. There's nothing worse than opening up the newspaper to see yet another retailer fall victim to the current economic climate. It's horrible if you walk down a high street or through a shopping centre to see yet another retail store closed up. Retailers are important fabric to our society. Now, whether that be they're providing for Mary's bike at Christmas, a birthday present, the dress for a special event, or even putting the food on the table. Having successful retailers is success for all of us. And that's why it's important that we all put some attention in on ensuring that retailers are set up for success in the future. Now, there's 5 attributes that a retailer can follow to set themselves up for success in the future. Now, the first is that they're customer centric. The second is that they're option creators. The third is that they're fast and they're furious. Fourth, that they're digital. And fifth, that they can be trusted. Now, if we focused on the first around customer centricity, this is around having a healthy obsession with your customer, being empathetic to their needs, and having the ability to design solutions for their problems. Being an option creator, which is the second attribute, is about creating options that satisfy your customers' needs. Now, having options will attract customers. And quite frankly, given the way that the customer environment is at the moment, they have many options. So they can move at a moment's notice away from your business. Or conversely, you need to be ready to attract customers when they're not being fulfilled by other providers. The third attribute is around being fast and furious. Now, with the onset of technologies, this requires all of us to be fast. We're busy people, and technology is enabling that. And if you're unable to keep up, the customer will simply just go somewhere else. The customer also needs to be able to experience end to end an outcome that is effective, fast, and meets their needs. So, whether that be how they interact with you digitally or how they engage with you in the store or how you fulfill your orders, there is an expectation that you are fast and that it's accurate. The fourth element, the fourth attribute is around being digital. Your customers are digital. That's how they want to engage. Digital must be centered to your strategy. In fact, it must dominate your strategy. But this is where your customers are. You need to be where your customers are. And the other thing with being digital is it helps with insights, it helps with accuracy, it helps with your operations when you get it right. There's also some traps as well that you can get it horribly wrong. Now, the fifth element is around trust. In such a busy, fast environment with so many options, customers are looking to be able to trust you. There's also new issues at play, such as you will have access to their data and their information, and their privacy will be important. And they need to be able to trust that you will protect their interests as they provide this information to you. But most importantly, they want to know they can trust you, that you understand what their needs are, what their problems are, and that you can actually solve for them and that you won't let them down. Now, of course, it's quite easy to talk about these 5 attributes of being customer centric, being able to create options, being fast and furious, digital, and trusted. But how do we go from where we are today to being able to succeed in those attributes? Well, there's a number of elements that we need to consider. And the first is being able to listen to your customer. And that's immersing yourself in your customer's shoes or walking in their shoes, immersing yourself in their environment and really understanding what their problems are. But the second step is around defining the problem very well. And it's only when you define the problem very well that you're able to create a solution that will resolve the issue for your customer. Now, quite often, this is not about needing to come up with a great invention, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Sometimes you can take inspiration from other industries, from other geographies. But importantly, a lot of it is around when you get to collaborate. And when you do collaborate, often that's when you can come up with the best solutions. Now, of course, as we transition, retail environments transition from bricks and mortar to multi-channel, There's a lot of risks involved in terms of your business model. And that's the third element, is making sure that you have a business model that is adaptable and commercial. The cost of servicing customers in a digital environment can actually be very high. The cost to fulfill orders can be extremely high and very problematic for people. But equally for bricks and mortar, how you control your business model and how you engage your customers and how you set yourself up for success is very important. And you have to be able to set your business model up in a way that is sustainable and that looks after the people, the suppliers, and takes pressure off community as a whole. Now, the fourth element is around being able to affect change. Your organization needs the ability and the capacity to be able to execute this change. Now, change is only change when it's done. It needs to be executed, and you need to have people capable to be able to execute on that change internally. And quite often, you may need some help and support as you go through that. But it's important that these are not just plans laid out on a PowerPoint or a spreadsheet, but they're actually able to be done. Now, the fifth element is to be able to do the right thing. It's very easy to take shortcuts in this environment. It's very, very easy to shortchange a supplier, to create unsafe work practices, to let staff go when there could have been another option. The important thing here is yes, of course, you need to be commercial, but you also need to do the right thing. And you need to protect your people, your communities, your suppliers, all the people that have contributed to your success in the first place, and the people that you'll need to rely upon for the future. Now, the cost of inaction is simply too high. Focusing on a few basic principles, you can set your retail business up for success and to be able to thrive in these disruptive times.